First thing, just thank our students for coming out. I thought we had a great turnout tonight. Good to be back in Littlejohn. It was a lot of fun. I think our guys were a little amped up for sure. I could tell really all day. We do morning shoot around. They were all excited, and before the game, you didn't need to say much to them, and you know, it probably showed a little bit in how we played in the first half. Thought we were a little erratic on offense. I do think defensively we were very good, especially to start, and pretty good most of the day defensively. We really wanted to limit their threes, and I thought we did a nice job there. Certainly the fouls got us a little bit of trouble, and we got to work on that. But defensive rebounding was good. Turned them over a little bit. I thought we played well defensively, and as the game wore on, we got better offensively. We didn't have any film, so it was we weren't sure how they were going to guard us. They were probably a little more aggressive on some things than we anticipated and practiced, and so we had to make some adjustments at halftime, and our older team was able to do that. So we played much better. Again, 21 assisted baskets, which is really good, 13 made threes, and so very pleased with the first game. And again, last thing I think is I thought our bench really gave us a good jolt. You know, I thought Alex's threes and Jack's threes were big. Certainly our inside guys played well. RJ was good off the bench. Dylan's defense was good. And then Shefflin played very well. PJ played well inside. So our inside guys were good, and I thought our bench was really good. So, questions?
It seemed like Tyson last year was such a big part of the unselfishness.
Yeah.
How encouraging is it?
Yeah, it is. I think every game we've played, the scrimmage and the exhibition, and now this game, we've been right around 20 assists. We're a team, I think, that we're skilled. We have a team that likes each other, so they're willing passers. And I think our IQ is pretty good, so I think we see things to move the ball and find the right guy. And then at the end of the day, if you don't make the shot, there's no assist, so you got to have some shot makers. And we do. So we've played pretty well that way offensively in all three performances. We've kept our turnovers 10 or less, and we probably have more possessions because we're playing a little quicker. So to do that is a good thing. We had 8 at the half, and I told our guys, our anxiety, we're just a little spastic here. We all need to relax. And second half execution was better.
Clark had 6 practices, I think you said?
Yeah, something like that. And, Alex hadn't practiced much until the last couple of days. He practiced off and on, but he missed 10 days it's 2 weeks here recently. So, I wasn't sure how Alex would play, to be honest. He's been fine in practice, and he's made some shots and done his thing, but I thought he was, very confident, comfortable. He got a couple really good open looks. And that's kind of been his thing. Like he started some games for us, and some games he's played well. I think that was one of the things with last year's team that you don't talk about a lot, but think if we had that guy healthy all of last year. We didn't. The plantar fascia injury really hurt our team because we lost a potent shooter off the bench and an experienced player. And so, it's kind of, he kind of did exactly what he was doing before he got hurt at the beginning of last year. I mean, the Penn State game, he came off the bench, or maybe he started, but he made 3 threes in a short amount of time to kind of get us back in the game when we were struggling. So really good to see. And then I thought Jack is still, we're kind of still feeling it all out. How long can he play? How does he feel? I'm a little hesitant sometimes of playing him a lot right now. He's pretty flatline guy, man. He's emotionally everything, quiet. And so it's kind of hard to tell how he feels all the time. And so getting to know him is important. But I thought not only did he make a couple big shots, he had a tremendous pass to Alex. And he got some defensive rebounds again, which is something he's good at.
Talking about the defense and maybe the speed of the offense, I think one of the better possessions in the first half was when PG had a deflection on the baseline. Baseline defense was stellar at first. Pushed it up the court, 3 or 4 passes, first dunk of the game.
Yeah.
I think within the first 6 or 7 seconds in the
Yeah.
shot clock, how much potential that this offense has with that type.
Yeah, we're trying to get an early post on the rim. And if we get long rebounds or we knock a ball loose, as you mentioned, and we get a guy out there out front, and then playing more guys, you hope that there's a wearing effect where, there's just a possession or two where a guy maybe doesn't run quite as hard and our guy's a little fresher and we get an easy one. And we got a couple of those today. PJ got one right in front of our bench. But that's certainly a big part of what we're trying to do. And, but you got to run consistently. You can't just run that one or two times. You got to run consistently to wear them down. And that takes bodies. That takes 3 and 4 post players to consistently do that. So that's why I think we're going to play this many, most games.
Joe Girard was pretty quiet in terms of
Yeah.
scoring, but obviously had the 4 assists. Just what's
Yeah.
your evaluation of his offensive performance?
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he missed a couple shots that we know he'll make. I thought defensively he was solid. He was guarding the shooter most of the time and did a nice job. We talked to him about, hey, just try to limit the threes of McMahon. He and Alex both did a nice job on that. But he's always been a very good passer. And they were kind of blitzing some of his ball screens, so we had a couple actions in ball screens to try to get him going, and they blitzed him, but he got it out and got guys the ball, and we scored. I think it's the second game in a row where he's had 4 assists, 1 turnover. Again, very willing passer, guy who just wants to win. He's going to make the right play 9 times out of 10. So yeah, I was pleased with his performance. I'd love to see him make another shot or two, but the way it was, they guarded him pretty hard, and he just made the right basketball play, which is what you want.
That's right.
Brad, you mentioned the depth. Do you look at your team and your bench right now and say, we've got a lot of answers to the things teams are going to try and do to stop us?
I hope so. I just think we have guys that have played and we have confidence in, and they practice well. That's going to lead to more minutes, and we're not afraid to sub and put a guy or two in, right? I mean, I think that's actually in the first half. I thought our bench was the group that kind of made the little run. We missed a couple shots early, and I think we had a small lead, but then I thought our bench, kind of got it going there a little bit, and that's, if you're going to have a good team, that's what you have to have. You have to have somebody come in when Chase and Joe don't maybe have big nights. Who's going to, Alex Hemingway hits 3 threes, Jack hits a couple threes, PJ, plays well, Ian and RJ play well. You got to have multiple guys to be a good team. And tonight we were fortunate that, our big guys really stepped up. We had some advantages there, and certainly that was where we were concentrating initially. But again, just a good team win.
Obviously, season opener, you're not exactly expecting perfection, but how
I don't know
close,
we'll have that in February either, but I appreciate the confidence in us.
but how close was the team to what you expected them to be from this point this season?
Pretty good. I wished we'd have handled the beginning of the game just a little bit better. The turnovers bother me. 8 turnovers in the first half. I thought we were just, playing a little fast, a little anxious. Now they did jump us a couple times that we weren't maybe quite ready for it, but you hope guys can handle it or see it and anticipate it. But the other thing that happens, and this is, when you play 10, 11 guys now, this is the other thing. It's not as easy for all 10 guys, 11 guys, to be in unison, right? The more guys you play, the more challenging it is, right? I mean, when you play 7 guys and you kind of all know how each other works, and you probably play a little slower, but you kind of, everybody's getting all the reps. When you're putting 8, 9, 10, 11 in there, I mean, there were some mistakes. Boz made 2 mistakes on plays. Chase made one right at the end of the half that was, I mean, he was like apologizing as he forgot what he was doing, and then as he run, I'm like, just run back and try to stop him. Don't tell me about it now, but so the more that you have different guys and different things going on, there's more chance for mistakes, and so for the most part, pretty good. But initially we weren't quite as, our basketball sureness wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be.
What were your thoughts on like the shot distribution? 32 threes to only 32 pointers.
Well, some of that's how I would say there's probably 5 or 6 there that I would probably love to have back. I think we're going to shoot a lot of threes this year. I think that's what you should do if you have guys that can shoot, and we do. But there's also a couple of times where there's, Jack made one and then he got one in transition and it was open, it was fine. PJ had one I didn't love. Chase had one I didn't love. Those are just 3 off the top of my head. There's also a fine line, is I don't want those guys looking over their shoulder a lot either. I want them to play free and feel comfortable, and if I know they're in the gym working and we're making them in practice and we're doing the things we need to do, then there are times I gotta let them go. And so there's a fine line there, but there's probably 4 or 5 there that I wish we'd maybe tried to get a better one or get something a little better.
Sorry, go ahead.
Talk about the challenges of playing multiple guys and them having continuity, or the trade-offs in terms of what you